our other senior is Deegan Hanks. He's being escorted by Deegan Hanks, his mom and dad. Don't say anything. And he's wrestling 132 this year, and he's wrestling for 11 years. And his plans after high school are just enjoying the game of high school. His favorite thing is every second of that lesson learned is hard work. Is lesson learned. Put in the work for what you want. Deegan Hanks.
This guy starts bad now. Can you give me a signal? I'm going to come over and bye-bye.
He also likes to thank the wives and coaches for supporting him by sacrificing time at home to build the program here at Burly High School. His wives are Kim Bishop, Erica Singer, Miranda Pachina, and Jennifer Holt.
And again, I just wanted to say thanks to Miles for trusting us for the rest of the year now and putting up with us all day and us stressing out everything.
Thanks, guys.
Until I had lunch with my
Former tonight, Burly wrestling in Minico first, followed by Minico Valley. Minico Valley and Burly Valley. So, Burly Minico wrestling first.
Good evening and welcome to Burly High School, site of this evening's matchup on the mat between the Burly Bobcats and the Minico Spartans. And I'm joined this evening by our rules expert and wrestling extraordinaire, Clint Milliron. Clint, final home match of the season. Season's gone fast.
season's gone really fast. I think it always goes fast, but I think this year was faster because they were going, and they it's the end.
Yeah.
They were always worried about stoppage, and we didn't have a whole lot of that.
No, we able to avoid a lot of that, and it's a big showdown. You know, you got Burly Minico, and there's always a rival, no matter the sport or how good the teams are. You're one that lives on that side of the river, and you have a wife that works in that district. But you've been around for a long time. How has the Burly Minico wrestling rivalry been as big as maybe some of the football, basketball, and some of those other sports?
No, because you know, you look at success of Minico high school sports, and I think their wrestlings are at the top. I mean, you know, they might say it's football, and they might say it's some of their other sports, but in the last 10, 12 years, they've won 3 state titles in wrestling. So I think it was just 3 years ago they were back-to-back state champions. So they have a great program over there, and they have a great tradition over there. So in Burly, you know, Coach Miles Bishop is trying to build this, and he's got, you know, 30-plus kids out this year, so they're doing a good job. So
Yeah.
maybe not the same rivalry as basketball or some of the other sports, but
still a lot of pride involved.
absolutely, you never want to lose the, you know, the river, you know. But always been really good sportsmanship.
Yeah. So here we go, our first match of this evening at 152. It's going to be Preston Ramos of Burly
And Milton Hernandez of Minico.
Okay. Preston's had a decent season this year.
Yes.
Young man, very strong. And I think it's just got to be that technique that comes along with the power and the ability that he has.
Preston's, he works out hard. He works good. He just, hasn't wrestled a whole lot. So he gets in situations where he doesn't have experience or isn't familiar with, he might lose those situations. So Milton is a placer this weekend at the Red Halverson tournament. I know he placed. I saw him in the placing rounds last Saturday.
Red Halverson being the big tournament at Minico High School. Big takedown there. Able to score the 2 before he gets out of bounds.
So here, if a wrestler wants to bring you back to your feet, he can just tell the referee they want to go back to their feet, and you give him up, and you give him 1 point. A lot of wrestlers like to take you down and bring you back up, and just to save some time and some issues, they did this.
So 2-1. Milton on top of Preston Ramos. I was going to say, even as a freshman, great leg pick there. Ankle pick. Able to get him down, get another 2. Saw Preston as a freshman just working out like no other in the weight room, and you can definitely tell he's put the time in there. Great football player, played running back for the Bobcats this year.
And you know what? I have him in class. He's a top-notch student too. So I've had him for about, half a quarter, and he's doing good.
Yeah, truly a polite and just gentle young man, and it's nice to see him out here in a sport that he really probably can excel as he gets that experience. Another takedown, a great double leg there. Ramos sits out, yelling short time, trying to get up and get that point. And the time's going to be out.
They must not be using the big clock. They must be using the clock.
I think they're using this one up here. We'll have to switch our camera down. We had it all set up to go across court here. So Milton's going to start on top. Is Milton a senior?
Milton's, I think, a junior too.
Okay, so junior on junior here.
I know Milton's wrestled quite a bit, so there's a little advantage of experience here on Milton's part. But Preston, he always gives everything he has, and as a coach, that's what you want out of your athletes, is to give everything they can.
He's got had the wing there for a minute. Ramos from bottom, working his way up, getting to the feet, sitting back, trying to break that grip, and he does. Not able to score the point, though, before he stepped out of bounds. 6-2. Ramos down. Burly Minico, first duel tonight, and then we'll have Minico Valley. And our final duel of the evening will be the Valley Vikings versus Burly Bobcats. Looks like Milton's trying to work in that leg ride on the back. Let it go.
He was working like I call it the California tilt. It's where you grab an elbow and grab a far wrist, and then you grab the pinch the elbow, and then you roll through it. And a few years ago,
Ramos able to get the escape. 6-3. Sorry, Clint.
No, you're good. And so they've calmed that. And he was trying to hit that. It's been one of the wrestling's just like any other sport. It kind of moves in movements, and right now that's a really popular move. Is that?
Ramos caught on his knees, not able to get his legs back, and Milton just rushes over and able to tip him.
Wrestling's a lot about pressure, and in that case right there, Milton didn't have a specific technique he was doing. He just was in good position and came forward, and Preston got out of position, and it was advantageous for Milton.
And obviously, that comes with experience, and hopefully.
There you go. Good job. Good job, Preston.
So 8-4. 5 seconds to go.
In a match like this, Preston's, he's outmanned a little bit, experience-wise, technique-wise. But in a case like this, you just got to go, because you never know in the sport of wrestling. He catches Milton in one spot, you know, you could get a pin and the match could be over. And so it's one of those things that you never want to give up till the last whistle sounds.
So final round, high school wrestling, 3 2-minute rounds. And Milton steps out, reverses. And then Ramos gets out, so now 10-5. Preston battling here, both juniors. Preston's got to get a couple of takedowns here, try to get back in this thing.
Or his philosophy might be to take, you know, do a move that would take Milton down to his back. So you get your 2 takedown and plus some near fall. And a lot of times a single leg or a double leg takedown, that won't happen. So, you know, there's a throw or some type of move that will take him to the back. Preston's in on a single here and he keeps working and
doesn't let it go. There you go, heads up. Got to get to his knees and drive into him. Milton, good pressure from top, trying to break the grip that he has. Still has the one leg. So Red does get the takedown, 12-5. Under a minute to go here in the final. We'll switch cameras here and get the right clock going in just a second. And Milton does have Ramos turned.
Gets him in a little tilt there, you know, got a leg in and pulls him back and got a good tilt in there for 3 near fall. So
15-5.
15-5, and if the match ends right now, that'll be a major decision. He's working at it again. A major decision would be 4 points, team points for Minico. Right now, it'd be, you know, if he gets
under 10 seconds to go. Short time, they're yelling for Preston not to give it up. Time is up. And Ramos able to fight off the pin.
So that would be 14 points for 14 points for Minico.
Freddie Martinez.
We have Gabe, Garcia, and Freddie Martinez here at 160. I don't know the Minico kid. I haven't seen him around much. I have the Burly kid in economics class. He's another one of those Burly kids that's a good athlete, just not a lot of wrestling experience. So he spent this year gaining some. He's doing a really good job here with his double leg, of fighting off the Minico double leg. Gabe does a nice job of snapping the guy down, but he didn't get his legs back. And now he's, you know, fighting off that leg or single leg takedown. See if we can. So Minico gets a 2-point takedown. And Gabe gets a 1-point escape, so it's Minico 2, Burly 1. Gabe's in on a single, gets 2 takedown. Nope, out of bounds. Our referee tonight is Scott Thompson. He calls that out. So there's a minute 5 left in the round, and no, excuse me, there's 14 seconds left in the round. I'm looking at the wrong score clock again. First round ends Minico 2, Burly 1. Green defers to Minico. Tonight's real easy on the score clock, too, as far as who's red and who's green. When you got Burly green, they're home, and red's away, and Minico's here at Burly Gym. Gabe does a nice job of pressuring forward and getting the Minico kid broke down, and now he's trying to power half.
All right, so I think we got the right clock, the right scoreboard up there finally, so.
There we go. Gabe's doing a good job of keeping pressure down. So.
Oh, it gets rolled.
Gets reversaled for 2.
So now Minico on top 4-2. 4-1, excuse me. Gabe's another one that I think is fairly new to wrestling.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how long he's wrestled, but I know he doesn't have a lot of experience.
I'm going to call it blood time here.
Blood time green or blood time red? Blood time green.
Yeah.
And so in wrestling, he'll have, once they get they have 5 minutes total time to stop blood during the match. But once they get the blood stopped, the blood time also stops. And then if they have any cleanup time afterwards, that doesn't count towards the 5 minutes.
Okay.
So not very often do we see a match go to the where someone's disqualified with blood time, unless it's like a major injury or major bloody nose or something like that. So
let's jump over to the JV mat for just a second. Got a little Burly Minico going on there as well.
Is that Bryce Peterson from here?
That is Bryce Peterson, yep.
And Bryce is a freshman, so he's come in. I know he's wrestled some varsity matches, and he's wrestled some. He's had a pretty good season.
Bryce Peterson coming in at 145. He's a freshman. Gets taken down. 37 seconds to go in the second for Bryce. Bryce almost was able to stay on top. Breaks the cradle. Down 9-3 in the second period in his JV match. Let's jump back here with Gabe. Freddie Martinez. Okay. Gabe getting thrown back, and they're yelling him to do it again. Get back up again. He's got to fight off that half. That half is right behind his neck. Freddie let go of the arm.
He's giving up some near fall. Once the back's at 45 degrees, that's when your near fall count starts. And if he gets a count of 2 to 4, it's 2 near fall. And then if he gets a count of 5, it goes to 3 near fall.
So Gabe fighting as hard as he can to get off. He's got 18 seconds. Oh, Gabe pinned at the 3:51 mark.
I know Gabe was injured part of the year. He got hurt a little bit. I was talking to Coach Bishop a little bit. He said he's got some issues with injuries right now. And so we have a
4 foot at 170.
4 foot at 170. And then we're going to have Angel Hernandez and Days and Twists at 170.
So Tazen, pretty talented wrestler. I believe he's coming off a pretty severe injury, isn't he not?
Yeah, he's wrestled just after Christmas. He
knee or leg or
no, both of his wrists.
Okay.
He was in an accident, motorcycle accident this summer, and he had both of his wrists broken, and so he got healed up, and he didn't wrestle. Didn't play any football, and then made it on the wrestling match right after Christmas.
A little duck under there for the first
2
points. 2-0.
Yeah.
Tazen's a senior, I believe.
He is a senior.
Going up against Angel Hernandez, who is a freshman. So
yeah,
little age gap there, but that's all
little
right.
age gap, and when Tazen was a freshman, he was winning the state title. And then as a sophomore, he lost in the state title match, so he was a runner-up. And then last year he had a knee injury and wasn't able to compete at the state tournament. So
wow. So he's hoping to maybe get back to his winning ways this year.
Exactly.
Angel Hernandez is doing a great job, though, fighting him off.
I'm proud of Angel. Every time I see Angel, you know, that's what the sport's about is, you know, little freshmen like that, they get a chance to wrestle, and, you know, kid might not be on the basketball court or in some of the other sports, but he's doing a good job. And it's, you know, we're in February and he's out there competing. And he's been competing against juniors and seniors and old kids all year long, and more mature, physical, and stronger than him. And all he does is show back up every day and go out and compete.
Angel gets pinned. Minute 28.
Tazen twist. Good job, Tazen.
Did Tazen wrestle at the Red Halverson this last
He
weekend?
did. He was second. He lost to Dante Raggio from Cuna.
Okay.
And Cuna won the tournament.
Is Cuna back up in the 5As?
They are back in the 5As. And Dante Raggio is headed to the University of Mary, where I wrestled my freshman year, to wrestle next year. So, yeah, Tazen had really good competition this weekend. So,
another freshman for Burley. We got Eli Withers versus Cambridge Gee.
Cambridge is one of those kids that went to school in Burley Junior High, and then his family's a Rupert family, and they moved over there back to Rupert, and so he went to Minico. I think he's a sophomore. He might be a sophomore. He might be a junior. I'm not sure.
Eli Withers coming in at 195, going up against Cambridge Gee. Cambridge grabbed the ankle. Eli able to get away.
And Eli's a freshman, and he's kind of been put in a tough spot all year. He was, you know, around the 220 mark, but he couldn't beat the 220-pounder from Burley, so he went up and wrestled a lot of heavyweight matches, and then he slowly got his weight down, and now he's down at 195. And I don't know if this is his first match or how many matches he's down, but it's only been a couple.
Burley wrestling 6 freshmen on the varsity squad tonight. That's not including the other 3 that are injured or out. So Eli taken down quickly.
Yeah. Eli's going to get that arm out of there. Belly out. Good job. Now let's see if Eli can get to his base.
So only 2 near fall on that. Not able to hold him down for the full, is it 3 seconds?
5 count.
5 count.
So, and that would be 5 seconds. So it's supposed to be one second per count.
Yeah.
Eli's got to get his hips up underneath him. You know, all wrestling starts with your hips. So he's got to get his hips underneath of him. And the further he gets his hips underneath of him, there he goes. He's getting back to his feet. Cambridge trying to ride him down.
Four to nothing. Just under 5 seconds to go.
There we go. Into the first round.
Eli almost made a big freshman mistake there trying to turn into him, but doing a great job that first round. So Minico and Cambridge defers, and Eli will take the down position. Minico on top 16-0 team score, and Gee on top 4-0 over Withers.
So Eli's got to get his hips back underneath of him, see if he can get back up.
Build up to that table, and then you're able to stand up. Haven't seen too many guys able to go straight from their belly all the way to their feet.
No.
I mean, I've seen you do it, but you know,
yeah,
you're you know.
You know, you got, you know, and the thing about it is kids a lot of times they want to do a push-up here. and your legs and your hips are stronger. So you got to go kind of like an army crawl, or get your hips underneath you, and then you use your strong muscles of your body than your arms. Oh, there he goes. Got to sit out. Come back up.
Gee, a little high if Eli can scoot out the back.
Eli's doing a good job of fighting here. Keep working.
A minute gone by here in the second period. Freshman Eli Withers fighting off this Minico Spartan attempt here to score another few points for the team. Withers did choose down, so he's got to get up here and score his one escape before the next 33 seconds. And he almost gets up, so he's got a stalling. Is that a warning, or is he?
That is just a warning. The first one is just a warning. Doesn't do any good, doesn't do anything. And then so if he gets another one, then it would be a point for Minico.
Eli tries for the shot, head down.
You know what? You got to give it to him. He's a freshman. He's down, and he gets to his feet and he goes after it.
No fear.
No fear at all. So Dad's over there wrestling Moms. He's leaning into Mom. The wrestle is to go. Wrestling's one of those sports as they go. You see moms and dads and coaches. They all they wrestle as hard in the stands and in the corner as they do in.
I tend to see more moms in the stands, going for it. So.
Yes. Sometimes the moms are the ones that are more active.
So Guy quickly to his feet.
Yeah.
Cambridge Guy on top 7-1.
We're like in the back situation back with like Preston, and Eli's down 7-0. We got, a minute 35 to go, and he's got to try something here. There's no reason to hold back. Work hard, maybe throw him to his back, get some near fall and get back into the match, or
what a beautiful shot there.
Yeah, a little fireman's carry. Does a good job pulling the elbow down and hitting that inside knee.
I think Eli was on his back before he knew really what was going on there. It was a beautiful move there by Cambridge.
Yeah. Someone's texting me on my phone here, says that go Minico go, and then lots of laugh, and then they're like, you need to accidentally say that. So
that was no accident, Clint. That was on purpose.
It was on purpose that I said that. They did text me, go Minico go. So Eli gets to his feet, and going to make it 9-2. That's a good point. So if we end up this is a 7-point margin, and that'll be 3 points for Minico instead of 4. If Cambridge gets a takedown and makes it an 8-point margin, it'll be a major decision and 1 more point. So right now it's 11-2, so that's a 9-point margin and still be a major decision.
Eli's headgear all the way over his eyes. Trying to do something here. Eli's running out of gas here. He's got 10 seconds to go.
Good job, Eli. Good job. Not what we wanted at the end there, but he's got a good effort. He's wrestling hard towards the end.
Cambridge Guy is going to score the 5 points or 6 points for Minico.
And Eli here, he's a freshman, he just wrestling those old kids again and again.
We've talked too, you got a ton of freshmen this year, and you've got a really good group of 8th graders coming in. Miles could really build something over the next 2, 3, 4 years.
Exactly, and that's what he's trying to do. You get that, you get to start those younger kids and get them in, and we got these kids. They're still here. They're still wrestling, and they're wrestling hard. It's late in the season, and that's the time when those teams start to dwindle down. So
Miguel Ruiz and Aldo Cruces both scoring forfeits.
So that would be 12 points for Burley.
Apologize for the glare on the scoreboard. Not much we can do about that unless Clint's willing to climb up and shade one of the lights.
Nope, that's okay. We got. We could get our other vice principal up there. He's up there, close to the scoreboard.
20-12, Minico on top. Up next, looks like
Ben.
Was there a forfeit at 98? Oh,
there was a double forfeit at 98.
Do they add those points to the team?
No, that doesn't. When it's a double forfeit,
it
it's 0-0. There's no points given at all. So then we have Ben Clapier, and I don't know who the Minico kid is.
It's listed as unknown, but obviously
I don't know if that's a forfeit or if that's. Okay, so he might have been a kid that didn't make weight, or I'm not quite sure the scenario, but Ben Clapier received the points.
But they're going to wrestle anyways.
Now it's 26-18, and then they're going to go and wrestle an exhibition match.
Okay.
They do that a lot, you know. Sometimes if there's a 98-pounder and a 106-pounder, they will wrestle them in exhibition, but they'll both receive their forfeit points.
Ben, one of the other freshmen. It just seems like we had a whole slew of them there. Ben in for the single leg.
There you go. Good job, Ben, with the takedown.
Gets control. Gets him back down. Ben, the younger brother of Brennan. We'll see Brennan tonight. He's wrestling at 120.
Boy, we should almost pan our student crowd. There's a pretty good little student crowd for.
There we go.
We can't see behind our.
First one they've been able to come to this year. And the other two were during the Stage 2 orders from Governor Little.
Which got lifted today a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that. It's moved to Stage 3. We can have gatherings of 50 now.
I don't think that affects us in athletic, does it?
No. Still 40% capacity at indoor stadiums, 25% capacity at the outdoors. 3-2, Minico on top.
So 15 seconds. It'd be really beneficial for us to get an escape or a reversal here at the very end, or Minico to get a ride out, you know. Those are big points.
Minico takes a little peek at the clock. 3 seconds to go. So Red's going to defer. Ben chooses both up. He got that nice little takedown there early in the first period. 3 2-minute periods in Idaho High School. This is the 106 match. So 4 foot. Burley got the team points, but going to wrestle off anyways, give these boys a chance to do it as...
Very good. You almost had the takedown and slipped away, and then he pressured him out of bounds. So that's good. Takes another single leg, gets it up to the feet.
Ben's got a really nice shot, very quick.
There he goes.
Gets him down.
Run the pipe.
Ben chopping him down. It's up 4-3 now. He's got to keep him down, or
yeah, he's got
a couple near falls.
He's got a minute. You know, he's going to work on him. Just
there he does. Oh, Minico rolls through. Ben keeping a lot of pressure, keeping that wrist in there.
That's a good job getting that 2-on-1 wrist and pulling that deep and getting pressure. Now he's got to get him broke down to the mat. There you go. That's some good pressure. There you go. Hips back. Good job. Now he's flat. Now he came back up. Now breaking back down flat again. He's doing a good job of pressuring him here. And
40 seconds to go. We were here about a month ago, and Ben had a great match against the Twin Falls kid, able to fight off and got a pin. Coaches are yelling for Ben to throw the half. Gets Minico down again. Let go of that wrist.
So he's got a tight waist and chop right there and kind of get it broke down. Now he's... Good job, Ben. He got takedown.
So he was able to take him down.
Okay, so Minico's up by 1 going into the 3rd round. Minico chose up. Felt like they got rode out. Didn't want to get turned or rode out again, so they went neutral.
But I guess they're up 1, and even if they get rode out, they still win. But I guess the potential for the near falls there.
Yeah.
Ben's got the takedown.
Not quite yet.
Actually, his leg's still in there.
He's got his leg stuck, so he's got his leg back. He's doing a good job pulling that. He needs to straighten that leg.
Flatten Minico out, so
yeah, now he's
going to work his way around, which he
too.
does. Now he takes the lead 6-5.
That's a good job of getting that takedown, getting behind.
Just over a minute to go. If he can ride this out, he'll get the 1-point win.
Yeah, there's right at 1:05 left, so right there.
And look at it, he's got a stack there. Right?
That's a good job. He's holding 2 near fall.
What would you call that? Is that the
it's just a front stack. I'm not sure what they call it. It's just when you get a guy puts his head down on the mat and you pressure him forward. Wrestling's about pressure, and when someone puts their head down, you just pressure them right back over. A lot of times that ends up in a pin. So
Ben getting the 2 near fall. So now he takes a 3-point lead, 8-5. 30 seconds to go.
And he's keep working hard. And that's what you got to do. A lot of kids don't want to sit on this lead and say, all right, we can sit back. And that's when you get beat. But when you learn to wrestle hard at all positions and at all times, that's when good things happen. And
I love the creativity of not many kids would think, hey, why don't I just stack him forward? This is a freshman.
There we go. Good job, Ben. Ben keeps the pressure on, and he could have held back and say, hey, I got a 3-point lead. I'm going to try to hang on. And that's when you get reversed and get put back to your back, and then you make mistakes. And so.
And then Ben, true to his character, lifts his opponent up and takes him up off the mat, and gives him a hug, and just a good kid.
Yeah.
Both he and Brennan.
We've been talking a little bit about the
this is Naomi Tapia and Lita Cruz.
And Lita's dad wrestled for Minico, Jose, and he's helping them, coaching them. And Lita's been around. She's a tough wrestler. I don't know where she placed last year, but I know that in the mock or in the non-sanctioned state tournament, she was towards the top this year, and I know she's looking to win a girls title this year. I don't remember where she was at last year, and so that might put 2 for Minico that they're hoping to put to win that tournament. So they have a couple of really good wrestlers.
Good takedown there. Naomi trying to get away.
Naomi's done a good job this year.
She really
too.
has. Yep, another freshman. First year.
And I think Lita's a junior.
Okay. Rolled her through. He's got her down.
Little tilt there.
Going to be 3 near fall, so 5-0 Lita on top.
And this is something we'd never seen in the past. If you had, if one team had a girl wrestler, Lita would always have to wrestle the boys. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of nice now that we got 2 girls in the lineup.
We talked a lot earlier, but is the direction still to create a sanctioned girls wrestling next year?
I think that's the plan to go forward. I haven't heard anything different.
So would it be two completely separate teams? So you'd have a girls coach and a men's coach, and girls duel and men's duel, or would they be a combined team and just at 98? Here's your male wrestler, here's your female wrestler.
I think it would. They have girls have a couple different. They have some different weights, and they don't have as many as the boys.
Yeah.
I don't know how the state tournament if they'd run, the 4 boys divisions and a 5th girls division at the same time, or do it at a different weekend. I'm not sure the plan of Ty Jones and the state athletic department on that. So,
okay, another 3 near falls. So 10-1, Lita on top. Green defers, so Minico will take the top position.
Naomi does a good job. She's always trying something. She's not afraid to attempt any type of move. So scores 12-1 here. So another 4 points by Lita, and it would end in a techno fall, which is 15 points.
Naomi working up to the base, just like those hips, like Clint talked about. Lita definitely can tell, has the experience and knows what she's doing here, trying to set up a few things.
Yeah.
Probably helps that Dad's got quite a bit of experience.
Exactly. And she's been one of those girls that was bucking the trend in wrestling for years, and the women's wrestling's been coming. There's always been a group of them, and she's been one of them that's wrestled for a very long time. So.
Got the chicken wing here. She needs to walk around the head.
Trying to get a double wing here and lock it up.
Takes a look at the clock. 45 seconds to go. Second round, 12-1. Naomi from Tapia from Burley trying to fight off Lita Cruz from Minico. 113 weight class. And Naomi's in a tough position. Both arms pinned back. And gets stuck with the double chicken wing. And that was the move as a kid that I'd always try to put on my brothers, because that's so uncomfortable to have your arms pinned behind you. And even just the threat of the double chicken wing on my younger brother, he'd run and hide somewhere. So
he didn't like it. Yeah, you don't like it.
Now he's bigger than me, and I'm a little worried about him.
And you run from him.
32-18 team score. Now older brother of Ben, we got Brennan. I don't know what their mom was thinking, naming them Ben and Brennan. It's hard to keep them separate, but good boys.
Yes.
Who we got from Minico?
Ian Molina.
Okay. Ian quickly to work. Got Brennan down with the quick takedown. Talked to Brennan before, and he was very excited for the match. He said he's wrestled this young man before, and hoping to just last a little bit longer and fight hard and see what happens. That's the type of attitude Brennan has. It's just happy-go-lucky. And
there we go. Brennan's sitting up.
Now he's going to roll through. There he does. Oh, and hipped back over.
Ian does a good job of holding him down, and Brennan did a great job of fighting, sitting through on that wing when he went to wing him over.
So minute 5 to go. Brennan underneath here, trying to fight. Finally does, gets back to his belly.
Now Brennan needs to get his hips up underneath and not give his arms up like that.
So again, double chickens, got both chicken wings.
That's a tough spot. You got to, you just got to fight hard to get your arms back, and now he's giving up near fall.
And now he's stuck. Got to get those arms out. Kick.
Yeah, he's just in a tough situation there. He's just got to keep fighting, get, looser and looser he gets.
And Brennan gets the arm out.
Good job.
Able to fight it off. Crowd lets him hear it. 13 seconds to go. Down 8-0.
Ian's doing a good job of pressuring him here. We'll go to the second round and, get our shot from where we're at there. And I'm going to throw a shameless plug in here for our football coach because I was over at the Red Halverson Minico, the tournament this weekend where Burley was wrestling on Friday. And I look in the stands and Dylan Corliss, our football coach, is in the stands with our Burley wrestlers.
It's awesome.
And I look over here and look above our students, our parent section over here, and our football coach is here again today watching our wrestlers. I think he's doing a good job on the football side.
Absolutely. And supporting these young men in their other activities.
Absolutely. Which in returns will help him.
3 near fall, so 11-0 now.
Oh.
Brennan trying to get out from underneath, and he does. He's got the leg. Now he needs to drive into him.
I don't think Brennan's going to give up. I think he'll keep trying.
And here we go. Brennan almost ended up on top.
Right hip down, right hip down. There we go. Dang it. Get your hips out. Hips out. Get your hips out. No. Sorry.
I agree with you. You're good. I agree with you. Brennan will not give up.
He's down 13-0, and he's giving everything he has.
Under a minute to go here in the second.
A couple weeks ago, Burley went to Twin Falls, or went to Jerome and wrestled. And Jerome's like one of the top 2 teams in the state. In fact, they were ranked 2, and Nampa was ranked 1 in this last weekend in the Minico tournament. Jerome beat Nampa, so that's how close they are. And I don't know how many matches Burley won against Jerome. It wasn't very many, but I saw the Jerome coach the next night, and he goes, Burley has a ton of kids out, and they wrestle hard. They're just not very experienced, but he says their coach is doing a really good job. And that was a compliment from him that I didn't ask for. So
that's awesome. Good job, Brennan. Marcus Chidas of Burley, 126.
Zarek Salazar, and I don't know anything about Salazar at all.
Marcus, a sophomore, second year of wrestling.
Now, does Marcus play football?
I don't believe he does. He actually said that his family is into boxing and mixed martial arts, and says he kind of does that in the off season. He was going over to Rupert to a gym that closed down. Marcus got the single leg, lifts it up, and drives into him. There you go, climbs the tree and is able to get control. So great takedown.
Just kept pressuring in, and he got it,
Marcus trying to stay behind.
So there, escape.
Zarek gets away, 2-1. 38-18. Minico on top team score. 2-1. Burly on top in the match. After this match, there will be Minico and Valley. And then the final duel of the evening will have the Bobcats take on the Vikings. I want to thank the Burly Booster Club for allowing us and supporting us in these efforts to broadcast the Burly High School sports. We've been at almost every basketball game and every home wrestling match. Created what we call the BBN, the Burly Broadcast Network. 20 seconds to go here in the first.
So what did they do for fans tonight? How's that going?
So each wrestler can have 4 guests, and then they allow up to 40% capacity of the gym. No score there. 40% capacity of the gym, which is 1,000. So.
Okay, so Burley's up 2-1. Didn't get that. It was good timing for End of the period right there. Minico just got in on a single leg, so Marcus needs to get an escape or get a reversal here.
Almost sits out. A couple of different things you can do from bottom. You can stand up, but you can also, there's a couple of moves you can do if you get your legs out in front of you and reverse it.
Yeah, you can. There's a switch or a couple other things you can do to get a reversal. First thing you want to do is want to get up to your base, but you want to make sure you get some hand control so he's not controlling you. You have some control and allowing him to. So coaches, a lot of times you'll hear get hand control, and what they're trying to do is, so that you're not getting your wrist or whatever you have controlled. And that's this. Zarek's doing that right now. Keeping good pressure.
2-1. Marcus to his feet. He's got to break the grip here. Sit those hips back.
He's doing a good job. There you go. Good job.
Okay. So gets his one. Just over a minute to go here in the second. Up 3-1. Marcus got a nice little takedown there midway through the first. Clinging to a 2-point lead. It's a 126 weight class. The duel started at 152, so coming up we've got Deegan Hanks at 132, Tyler Wright at 138, and Alexis Rivas at 145. Both Deegan and Alexis honored tonight at senior night, our two lone seniors.
And I'm proud of Alexis, He's done a good job. He's wrestled hard all year. I've talked to Coach Bishop. He's been a good, really good leader this year for a lot of these younger kids.
So Reds down 3-1. What's your coach's hat say here? I mean, it chooses down. Is that what you would have done?
If I'm Minico, yeah, I choose down. I think I can get another escape, make it 3-2, and then if I get another
takedown,
get a takedown, and go up by 1. I think I would have gone down too with in this situation with Minico. Now he's got escape, so it's 3-2. So now if Minico gets a takedown, it's up. He's up by 1.
He's got a minute 40. Got that escape 20 seconds in now and gives himself plenty of time. But Marcus sets up the shot, goes in deep. Zarek fighting hard, got the ankle.
He's got to get his knees underneath, scoot his knees underneath, and then he can.
Over a minute to go, so Marcus has either got to drive into this or.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give up here because he could easily give up a 2 takedown here too. So.
Had the hips underneath that he wanted.
Just keep his hands locked.
50 seconds to go. Marcus Scheidt a Burly up 1, 3-2.
Minico's locked in on a cradle.
Ref stops him. Minico didn't like that.
No, they wrestled there for a long time, and then he just was starting to lock up and move, and he called a stalemate. Kind of a tough situation.
33 seconds to go. Marcus playing defensive wrestling here. He's got to hold him off and circle. Zarek tries to get in.
No. We got to go forward, Marcus. You can't go backwards. So now he's got warning.
So when you back up, you get a stalling. Marcus circling now. Zarek trying to throw him here.
Okay, so that match ends 3-2 Burly. That's a good win. So that turns the team scores 38-21.
Good learning moment there for Marcus, though. Almost got called for stalling there again, or lost a point.
You're right. That's a good learning moment. That's when you walk over and say, "Nice job," but you have a butt in that.
So here we go. 1 of 2 seniors for Burly. Deegan Hanks wrestling at 132.
James Burr is this kid's name.
Minico's James Burr. Deegan immediately at it. Wants to have a good match tonight on senior night.
Yeah, and he's coming back from an injury. He dislocated one of his fingers a couple weeks ago, and it was 90 degrees the wrong way. And so he's been fighting that. And so I think this is his first match back. He didn't wrestle at Minico this last weekend.
It's kind of soft if you ask me. I mean, come on, your finger, Deegan?
Yeah, it was. He told me it was
takedown there by Burr.
Yeah, a little slide by or a little shuck, you know, little. If you get leaning in, you know.
Deegan bellies out. You know, we saw Deegan a few weeks ago going up against an opponent that probably had less experience, and Deegan got caught and thrown in the final period, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was.
He
He
able
just
to pin.
And so hopefully he wrestles a good solid 6 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
Can't let this one takedown deter him, you know.
You know
James
what,
has got some pretty good experience, and
do you know what year James is?
I think he's a junior or senior. I'm not sure.
So Deegan trying to sit out, up to his feet. Gonna break the grip here.
No. So we got about 30 seconds left in this first round. Deegan, very beneficial if he's going to get one takedown, you know. Go to the next round 2-1 versus 2-0, you know.
You know, I don't think people understand the conditioning side of wrestling, you know, and what it takes. I mean, it's a whole full body thing. And even an injury that maybe took Deegan out and he's running wind sprints, that's not necessarily, you know, the best way to train condition-wise for wrestling. I mean, you really have to have those reps and those matches to stay
you do. You can lose it pretty fast, you know. You think, just 6 minutes. They're only wrestling for 6 minutes. And they will it's a lot harder when people, you know, if you've wrestled, you know it's hard. It's like the old Dan Gable quote, you know. Life is easy after wrestling. Deegan's really aggressive here. But he's got to be a little more controlled and a little more precise in what he wants to do, you know.
A little more intentional.
He was controlling the situation over here and almost gave up 2 points.
And Coach Bishop actually alluded to that and kind of got after him there after that last stoppage. Deegan Sr., 1 of 2. Next one, 2 weights, 145. We'll see Alexis, the other senior. A lot of freshmen on this squad, but great leadership with Deegan and Alexis this year. Burr trying to hold off here, minute 11.
He's doing a good job there of hand fighting and controlling the situation, then he backs out. He needs to stay in that.
And Burr tries to throw it, slips off, and now Deegan's got him. Deegan's got Burr down pretty good.
That was really a slick move by Deegan. You know, that's how he got taken down in the first round, was that little shrug, and Deegan got shrugged again, and you thought Burr was going to get the takedown, and Deegan threw his hips over, and
now reversal there.
Got 2 takedown and 3 near falls, so 5-4 with about 20 seconds. Deegan's going to need to get one here and go, you know. Gonna be that's what Coach Bishop's saying is, get me one. You know, a ride out by Minico, and I mean by a ride out is that he finishes on top in this round, is going to be crucial because it'll be Minico's choice in the third round.
So if you're Minico, what do you choose?
I go down.
Get your one, tie it, and then chance to.
Yeah, you've taken Deegan down 1 3/4 of a time, you know. So, but that's also one of those things. Some kids are really good on top. Some kids are, really good on their takedowns, and you got to look at each individual kid.
Deegan keeping the pressure on. He's got a half.
He's got a half. He's got to get something on the other side.
Probably got to get his leg out there. Deegan's a little high.
Yeah,
Deegan's got to get back. So
probably not a very good situation.
So 5-5 now, minute 28.
Deegan gets back to that high crotch he hit first right off the whistle.
Big moment here for Deegan Hanks.
Oh, trying a little ankle pick, a little snap there.
Able to hip over, and he's got him. And pins him.
Little chin whip. He hit right there. As you sometimes go around, you don't really grab the chin, but you go back there and you get around that head and you whip him down. And that was a good job.
It was a great job. And again, just goes to show when you're patient and hit it just right, with his strength and power, he's able to
Dawson
get that out. So 4 foot at 138.
And that's their one of their best wrestlers. He was a champ this last weekend at the Red Halverson, so he's got a good shot at winning the state title this year, the Minico kid. And this is the matchup of the night as far as the good kids, and I like how that, I don't know if they did it on purpose, but sometimes you draw the lucky numbers and you get to wrestle the kids that are close to you.
So Alexis Rivas, senior, and who we got from Minico?
His name's Kelt Studer. He's a sophomore.
Tall kid.
He's a really tall kid. He was 138 and he moved up to 145. I know his mom's a little happy about that.
So Kelt Studer from Minico. Alexis Rivas, the senior from Burly. 2-1 now as Kelt gets away.
Gosh, Kelt is getting tall.
He needs to go play basketball.
Oh, no. He used to be a really good swimmer. Him and my son went to school together. They're preschool to 3rd grade.
Rivas trying to get that leg pick or that ankle pick again.
He's got double hooks on there and trying to get a slide by or a throw by or a little inside trip here. He's putting the pressure on. Kelt's trying to fight out of it. Oh, Kelt with a good
move there.
Yeah, a little fireman's carry.
Alexis trying to belly out. 36 seconds to go. The senior in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, he's going to have to fight out of this.
He does. Gets back to his belly. Going to be 6-2. Alexis got 15 seconds to go. It's the final match of the night for Burly and Minico.
Get his head off the mat and get out of there and get going.
Time's going to end here on the first period.
And you might think that these Burly Minico matches don't mean a whole lot right now as far as team score and stuff. But where a lot of these mean is that here in a couple of weeks they have a district wrestling tournament, and where Alexis fits in seeding-wise could really determine on how him and Kelt do tonight. That's probably a pretty big win for Deegan. That I don't know where that puts him, but at least he's got one win against the Minico kid. I don't know if they wrestled before or not, but
do they go off of number of wins? And what I mean by that is where Deegan was injured for a while, maybe missed out on some matches. is that going to set him back, or if he still has a decent win total?
It's well, like at the district tournament, the first criteria for seeding is head-to-head.
Okay.
So when they're looking at two guys, if you've wrestled head-to-head, the first one there.
So could I go into the district tournament at 1-0 and be seeded higher than some guy maybe that's 8-2?
Probably not, because it's head-to-head against everybody.
Okay.
It's not just, but when you come down to two kids, like, okay, these are our two best kids. You know, one's 15-5, and let's say one's 20-4, 20-6. They're looking for the number 1 seed or the 2 seed. They'll look at how these, let's say this is between the 3 and the 4 seed. The first criteria to who's the 3 seed and who the 4 seed is their head-to-head.
There you go. Nice shot there.
Little low level. Now he's got to come up.
For Studer, that's hard to play defense on those big long legs like that. But trying to get a little crotch throw here, trying to get Alexis off balance.
There you go, stalemate. We'll go back to her feet. 6-2 with a minute 11 left in the second period.
Did you say Kelton was the first name?
Kelt.
Alexis Rivas, I believe 3-year wrestler. I don't believe he did his freshman year.
I don't think so.
So senior night for him, last chance to.
Yeah, and that's why I'm proud of him, because I know in a couple years in the past he's kind of weathered on that, during senior night. He's like, when I'm done graduating, I want to start my own trucking business. And he's always had a really good work ethic, so he's been kind of bouncing back between work and wrestling. And this year he made a good commitment to wrestling. Oh.
Tries to throw him, gets taken. Still 6-2, 25 seconds to go here in the second period.
So that wasn't very smart on Alex to try to throw there, but he got lucky that, one of Studer's feet hit out, and so you have to have 2 supporting points in when you get a takedown, and there wasn't, so they were out of bounds. So they went back to their feet.
So we're going to head to the third period.
Kelt's going to go down. He automatically knew where he wants to go, so he's feeling comfortable there.
He didn't even get to his feet. He just crawled over. Knew he was going to go down.
I know. Kelt's a good kid. He's a really good kid. There he goes, fighting up to his feet. Got a whizzer in. Rivas what's he going to do? Okay, he's just going to give it to him. And all right.
Alexis got to get some ground to make up here.
Alexis needed to start in there, but it was probably not a bad idea. It wasn't in a very advantageous position for him, but he goes right back to it. He thinks he can throw out of here, but Kelt's long enough and smart enough that he's...
Kelt, for being a sophomore, very smart wrestler. You can tell he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's, he hasn't been wrestling a long time.
Rivas almost comes out on top.
But he's one of those kids that once he started wrestling has done nothing. He's wrestled a lot, and he's wrestled hard.
56 seconds to go. (9-2) now, Kelt on top.
Kelt's got those long arms to get inside there, and Alexis got to explode. Use some of his speed and strength to find something to go here with about 35 seconds to go. Kelt's doing a good job of keeping the pressure on top and keeping Rivas down, which doesn't allow Rivas to score any points here.
24 seconds to go.
When this match is over, I don't think they're going to take too much time, and then Minico and Valley are going to wrestle. And
Alexis, if he keeps going, gets his arm out. Not going to have enough time, though.
No, Kelt's going to hang on. So that would be a 4-point margin. So it'll be 42-27 for Minico. And
a little chippiness there between the two.
Yeah, there's no love lost between Minico and anything usually, you know.
Could be lawn darts and we'd still be having the chippiness.
Yeah.
You know, I also find this funny that basketball always does the obligatory, like, wave, we can't shake hands, but wrestling, we're going to shake hands.
Well, they just wrestled.
Exactly.
They just, you know, sweated against each other on the mat, you know.
Yeah.
So
42-27, Minico comes out on top.
Hey, like I've said all year long, Burley might not be long in experience, but they wrestle hard, and that's good.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see Minico and Valley square off. So we'll be back in just a second.
Intermountain Healthcare, we understand that broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born, emergencies continue to happen, and doctor visits are still needed. At Intermountain Healthcare, we've put the measures in place to safely care for you in these difficult times. So please, don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We're here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org/here-for-you to learn how to get the care you need. Intermountain Healthcare, we understand that broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born, emergencies continue to happen, and doctor visits are still needed. At Intermountain Healthcare, we've put the measures in place to safely care for you in these difficult times. So please, don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We're here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org/here4you to learn how to get the care you need.
We're back. Getting set for the next duel, and it's going to start with a 4-foot. It's Minico and Valley. You know, Clint Valley, typically a 1A school. They've bumped up to 2A over the last, I think, 2 years, 3 years. But decent. What can you tell us about the wrestling program?
Valley's been one of those schools. When I first got here, they've always had, you know, 1 or 2 really good kids. They had a 3-time state champ a couple years ago. A Jarrett kid, I think he was related to some of the Jarretts around here. But Valley, until 2 years ago, they spent about 5 or 6 years, I think, wrestling with Kimberly. So they co-opted with Kimberly. And so they had 3 or 4 kids, and they'd drive over to Kimberly every day and practice. And they, 2 years ago, decided that they had enough kids coming. And the last 2 years, they have been on their own, and they got, they had 15, 18 kids out last year, and they're down to 12, 13, 14 kids out this year. So, they're good. Even though they're a 2A school, they have some good numbers out.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but state tournament purposes, it's the three, 2, and 1s are all together, or is it 2s and 1s?
2s and 1s are
2s
together.
and 1s, okay.
The 2s and 1s are together. So in the state tournament this year will be a one-day state tournament.
Are they
from Minico here's got a half and is going to look for a pin here.
Are they going to cut down the number of participants, or are they going to keep them the same and just get it all done in one day?
They're all going to get one in one day. I haven't heard the official word. There's a rule that says that wrestlers cannot wrestle more than 5 matches a day. And the possibility in a one-day 16-man tournament is that they could actually have a 6th match. So I think my thinking is they are going to waive that rule
for the state tournament.
Waive that tournament for the state tournament.
Will they have all the classifications in one day, or will they do a couple on Friday and a couple on?
They're going to do 4A and 5A on Friday, and the 2A and 3A on Saturday.
Okay. That's in Boise this year.
Yep, it's in Boise. It's supposed to be in Pocatello at Holt Arena, but ISU early in the year said due to COVID they were not going to, have the state tournament. We got Taze and Twist here, and I don't have the lineup for Valley, but this kid's wrestled. I think he's a senior, and he's wrestled all 4 years. He spent his first couple years at Kimberly, wrestling co-op with them. And then, of course, Tazen's, one of Minico's toughest kids.
Valley kid's holding his own.
Yeah. We think that Burly Minico rivalry, and and a lot of times these high school kids they have good friends back and forth, and it's a rivalry on the basketball court or on the wrestling mat or the football field, but it comes down to life. Sometimes it's not, Come on, Tazen, get out there. See if I can get his attention.
2-0, Minico. Just under a minute to go here in the first period.
What? Older. Yeah, Tazen has a freshman little brother that's been wrestling tough. He was one of their starters as a freshman and doing really well. And he dislocated his shoulder, I think. And so he's out right now, and I don't know if he'll make it back, but hopefully he'll make it back by district. And I saw his dad this last weekend, and I was like, can't you get both of your sons on the mat at the same time? Good job, Tazen. And he goes, yeah, the 1 year we have a chance to both of them be on the mat together. One started the season injured, and the other one got injured, and the one got back, so. Our commissioner did send the #1 official for the district, one of our top officials for our district, a guy by the name of Scott Thompson. He's the vice principal at Canyon Ridge.
It's the 2:20.
And this would be Cambridge Gee and the Valley kid. And I don't see Valley enough anymore that I don't know any of their names.
And I'll be honest, this kid has some pretty good facial hair for Valley. I thought he was one of the coaches. I'm not even lying. I mean, Sam Connie would be proud of.
He's got a good mustache going. You're right.
Yeah, I kind of walked over there and he's warming up. I'm like, dude, why is the coach warming up?
No, they got Coach Cantu is their new coach. He's helped their old coach the last few years. Rick Hall was his name, or some people used to call him Uncle Rico. He
must have had some facial hair as well.
Yeah. Rick Hall was up in your neck of the woods. He was when you were little, and Skyline was very dominant. Maybe before your time, but he was part of that Skyline crew.
Good little matchup here. Takedown up for Minico. And then a quick escape by Valley. 2-1. Midway through the first period here. Burley took on Minico in the first duel. And then Valley and Minico. And after that, Minico will head home and Burley will take on the Vikings. Valley High School located in Hazleton, which is about 15 miles.
Is that their address? Is it Hazleton?
I believe so. And we do have some of their students that travel in and take classes at our tech center, so close enough that there's a connection there.
Yeah, they do have a few. How many do they have come in, do you know?
I think they said there's about 20.
Really?
And the interesting thing is they are 4-day school week, but they take Mondays off.
Oh.
And so the rule is for them, if they take tech center classes, they have to come in on their day off and come to Burley. So those students do come in on Mondays.
Also, they still have to follow
Our schedule.
Our schedule.
Yep.
I know the tech center's been kind of, part of the topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Lately.
Definitely a lot of changes in education across the board, and that doesn't pass rural Idaho by, as many of us are looking at different bell schedules and calendars and ways to move forward with what we've learned going through the COVID pandemic. 5-2, Valley down.
The Valley kid's doing a good job.
It is. I think his headgear went over his eyes and he didn't see Geeg circle around.
That was one of my coach's pet peeves. We're going to take 5 minutes of practice and we're going to get our headgear situated so it doesn't move off of our head.
Seven 2. He's got him down now and sticks him. 3 minutes and 6 seconds.
And what's the thing about wrestling is that I think the only sport where you'll see Valley compete against a 4A school is in wrestling. Valley just a year ago was a 8-man football team, but in the sport of wrestling you can compete.
So a forfeit at 285. We'll go back to the top now and start at the 98s.
And I think Minico forfeit at 98 tonight, and then
so forfeit at 98, 4 at 106. I think you're getting eyes from the referee and the Minico coach making fun of you.
They might be.
So Lita Cruz is going to take the forfeit at 113.
Yeah. I think the official was talking trash on the commentator, so we might have to poke some fun at him.
120. Quick shot there by the Minico wrestler. Pops out on top. Ends up behind. Clint, when you were coaching, is there a style of wrestling that you felt like fit you and your wrestlers, or did you take each individual kid and craft a plan?
I had my own, own philosophy of wrestling overall, and I was really a drill person with a lot of basics, and so I wasn't. I just like straightforward wrestling, singles, doubles, high crotch, nothing real fancy. But then I always had a little bit of twist that I liked. But then you got to look at each wrestler. You got to teach the basics, and then what? Like when Miles wrestled, he was long and lanky, so there was a few things that he could do. But you take someone like Preston Ramos, who is a really powerful. You can teach him a few things with his speed and power to do, where like the Kelt Studer kid's long and lanky, you can a few things fit that style better. So you kind of coach the basics, coach the foundations, and then get the kids individually. I don't know if that answers your question right or not.
Yep. Well, there's no right answer. I was just curious from a coaching perspective.
And there'll be like some will be really good at it, like that shrug that Kelt hit, or the James Burr hit a couple times on Deegan. Minico over the last 15 years or so, they've liked been doing that,
They're known for it.
They're kind of known for it. They hit a little bit, and some teams will like to hit cradles on top, and and what it is that one kid will be successful with it, so the next kid will try it.
So 5-0, Minico on top. First period at 1:20. That first duel started at 1:52. Do you reset where you start each different duel, or do you just do it one time?
Consecutive duels, they each go up one match. So this duel wrestled at 160, and then when Burley and Valley will wrestle, they will start at 170.
Okay. So I believe next week's the last week of regular season wrestling, right? And then the following week, districts and then state. And have you found out, or you'll be doing districts? I'm assuming. Will you get to go to state this year and wrestle?
We don't know for sure yet. So.
Okay. And does that come down to a coach's vote? Who goes to state?
Yeah. How it works is the coaches get a vote. Our commissioner gets a vote. And then all of us officials vote for the other officials. I don't vote for myself.
I was going to say, you just put a vote in for Clint Milliron.
Yeah, so like we'll rank them, Like there's 7 officials that we have in our district that were state eligible. And
based off of the coaches?
Off of eligibility for, you were varsity official.
Only 7 in the whole district?
Just in our district. We only have like 12 officials.
Okay.
We work pretty hard compared to most districts.
Yeah.
And we have as many tournaments as some other districts. You think the Boise Valley, they have more wrestling. Actually, I think we have more wrestling in our district. They have more duels, but we have just as many or more tournaments here.
Big tournaments.
But so we ranked 1 through 7, actually 1 through 6, because I don't rank myself, and then and I ranked Scotty 1. He was our number 1 official, so I don't know what everybody else ranked him, but I ranked him as our number 1 official.
So, you said there's 12 total officials. 7 were state eligible. So the other 5, are they considered JV level, or are they?
Yeah, they're JV officials.
Okay, and does it just take experience to work up to that varsity level?
Yeah, you're not. I think the rule is you're not supposed to work a varsity match until you are your 3rd year officiating. And sports like basketball and football, it might take a few more years to get,
Yeah.
But we have a really good humble group of kids, or group of officials.
You guys do act like kids, by the way. But.
Yeah, but a lot of times we'll go to a tournament and We had a couple of our varsity officials that were on that list of 7 work the JV side of Minico's tournament last weekend. And in years past, Scott and I and other officials have worked the JV side.
So you got your 7 eligible, and you kind of rank each other, and then do they take a specific number from each district?
They take. This year we get 4 automatic, so our top 4 officials will go, and that's based on the coaches, other officials' rankings, and the commissioners' rankings. And then the state will take 4 wild cards. So we'll throw in like our 5th and 6th. We will put their names in. And at the state, Ty Jones at the state will choose the 4 wild cards from across the state. So most likely our top 5 officials will go. We don't have very many, but what we do have is really quality, top quality.
10-3, Minico on top. 20 seconds to go here in the third.
Ian's done a good job. I know he was hurt because I did their body fat test, and the first part of the year he was casted in his wrist. I don't remember what he did to his wrist, but so he didn't wrestle at the start of the year. So he's missed some time, but he's done a good job tonight.
So Minico comes out on top. 33-0.
Six
126 coming up. Zarek Salazar of Minico. Single leg. Ends up actually on bottom now. 2 reversal. Valley's got a pretty tight headlock here.
And this is one of Valley's better kids. Ooh, a little hard crossface there. And
puts him back down. He's on his back now again, Zarek. Valley goes for the half.
So it's 5-2 Valley. We got 2 near fall.
Tilt him again. Now he's got the half.
Valley kid's being very aggressive on top here. I was in the middle of saying he hit me level a pretty hard crossface. Now he hits a cradle.
53 seconds to go, 7-2.
He's going to get 3 near fall, so it's going to be 10-2. Ooh, that's illegal. That's illegal.
So he didn't have an arm?
Yeah, he didn't have an arm. Oops, he missed that. Sorry, Scott. I got you on film, not sticking up for you as the fellow official.
Yeah, you ranked him number 1?
Yeah.
And Zarek sticks him.
I don't want to tell.
126 for Minico's Zarek Salazar.
Okay, here we go. James Burr, and I think this kid's a sophomore for Valley, and I wish I had their roster in front of me.
James Burr went up against Deegan Hanks in the earlier one and came away kind of grabbing his ribs at the end of his match.
Yeah, and Deegan stepped over and got that pin. Deegan, James wrestled a pretty hard match right there at the end and gave up the reversal and ended up getting pinned. So
Minico on top, 39-0. Ended up beating Burly, 46-27, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Some of the Burly wrestlers coming out of the stands look like they're getting ready to warm up.
Getting ready, yeah. There's not too many matches left here. Sometimes when you wrestle, Valley might have 11 guys, 12 guys, but not every one of their guys matches up with another team that has a couple guys missing, So.
Minico and James Burr getting the takedown. Trying to do the far side cradle. He's got it locked in. Rolls him back. He's going to get some near fall. Valley kicking out, trying to get out from underneath. Doing a great job fighting it off. Seven seconds to go.
Sorry, Mr. Ray.
You're all right, doing a little coaching on the sideline.
Sorry, once a coach, always a coach, I guess.
Absolutely.
He had a great snap and when he wrestled the Minico kid, except for he snapped him and left his leg there, and the guy just grabbed his leg. So James is going to take top here in the second round at 5-0.
James on top here, 5-0.
And I think Minico's got 60, 70 kids out. I don't know how many they still have out now, but I know that they had quite a few out again. They have a very tradition-rich wrestling culture over there.
They'll restart them up here again. Minute 22. From a referee standpoint, when you get those stalemates, is there a certain number of seconds you count off, or is it just kind of the feel of it, like nothing's happening?
It's really just a feel. Some officials will make an internal count. Hey, they've been there 5 seconds. They've been there, longer than 5, whatever it is. But it's really just a feel. And a stalemate is when neither wrestler has an advantage and there's no place to go. It looks like he's going to get a pin here.
He does. Good cradle.
Really good cradle. A little far side cradle. He stepped through, got the bottom knee in the ribs. Good job. Good job, James.
The 138.
Dawson Osterhout.
Osterhout, that's a Declo name.
It is a Declo name. I think his dad was a state champ for Declo. In fact, I'm almost positive his dad was a state champ for Declo. About the time I got here, the year before, I'm not sure. There was 2 brothers that were good for Declo. And Dawson, he's got a good shot at winning the state title this year.
Senior?
I think he is a senior, yeah. And he's been real close the last couple of years. And I don't know who's in his weight or that aspect, but I know he definitely has the skills and the ability. And
6-2. Another takedown straight to his back. He's going to give him 8-2 now. So 10-2.
Yeah, he took him right down to his back. Let him up, took him down right to his back.
Dawson taking him down, letting him back up, working on.
And this is,
position.
This is not just no slouch of a Valley kid. This kid wrestles tough. Coach Cantu does a good job of these kids wrestle tough and wrestle hard, and like he's going after Dawson right there, and Dawson's just a really skilled wrestler. And I don't know, Dawson's 138 pounds. I don't know how tall he is, but he's not very tall. And he has led the conference the last 2 years as linebacker for tackles for Minico. I think he's had the most tackles both years for the whole conference.
He's got the half.
We get
Valley
a
gets
fall
stuck here. 15 seconds to go. Repositions. 7 seconds. And Valley fights it off. So Dawson chose the bottom. Tried to roll through.
Ooh, he tries a little duck under.
And Minico sticks him. Next up, 145. So a forfeit, I guess, at 145, and then we'll end at 152. So final match between Preston and Burly. Or excuse me.
Yeah.
Valley and Minico, not Preston and Burly. I do not know where I got that.
Preston and Burly. Blue.
I was looking at Preston Ramos there for a minute, and he is from Burly. But
and then we got the blue in front of you, so yeah. We got Milton Hernandez, and again, I don't know the Valley kid. I think he's a young kid.
A reminder to the Valley young man to make sure he's circling. Works in on the double leg. Nice double leg. Has him split.
Called that a bottom leg Turk. He's going to try to want to elevate that bottom leg up, and if he gets that leg up, elevated up, you can, get some near fall points there. But he chose to let him up and take him back down again.
Minico on top 57-0. Good ankle pick there. Again, has him split. Clint, when you have maybe what I would consider a more experienced wrestler from Minico and a less experienced, do you ever look at it from a coach's standpoint and say, hey, let's work on a few things here, let's try a move you've never tried before? Or is it just, hey, go wrestle your hardest and do whatever you got to do?
And a lot of times, like a situation like tonight, where I think Milton's healthy, he's working on some things. So go ahead and work on some things and get a little bit of practice in, some things you're not used to match-wise. That's a good strategy. Definitely not dog it or take it easy, because that's when you get hurt or do something, or or sometimes things like that just happen to where we're not very good. So looks like we're there. We're done with this match. And then they have one more. Looks like they have an exhibition going.
Yeah, a couple of them. Look, two boys jumped up here.
Yeah. In a case like this, when Valley comes over, their varsity guys are going to wrestle all of Minico. So if Minico has a JV guy or a guy that they have another guy to wait, so they'll wrestle both guys. I know that Oakley went and wrestled Canyon Ridge the other night, and Oakley took 7 guys and had 14 matches. Every Oakley kid wrestled twice.
Is there, I'm pretty sure there used to be, is there a rule that you have to wait so many minutes in between matches? Or
45 minutes.
Okay. Is that something that's really monitored, or?
Especially at tournaments, it's monitored. At duels like this, where they only got 2 matches, I don't think there's a whole lot of monitoring going on there. So
A couple of exhibitions here.
yeah,
We got some hecklers.
I know. I think we should put him on the spot. Come over and give him a set of headphones.
Let's cue up that match a couple of times ago.
Yeah, we'll cue that up and let it go.
So a deep single here for Valley.
Yeah.
And then lets it go. Spins back around. Still 0-0.
Our official was getting heckled by one of the Minico kids during that match, though. Your nephew was giving you a bad time.
That was on the other side. I knew it was.
He's like, we have to give Mr. Thompson a bad time. He is a Minico graduate.
Last time I checked, it's going to be a 2-second count.
And I'm trying to think, what is this Minico kid's name? We're gonna have to get Coach Coach Bishop over here again to log us back into track wrestling because it logged out.
Next up, Burley will take on Valley.
You know, all year long you've been asking questions about, you know, your guests that you've had on there, and I've listened to a few of the basketball games, and you know, the high school kids have done a really good job.
Yes, they have. Yep, this broadcasting thing's been a real blessing in disguise. You know, a lot of people were frustrated early on in the winter sports, not being able to come to games, but it really allowed a couple of our students to kind of flourish in an area that isn't always common, you know. And to be honest with you, we found a couple of kids that have some real talent if that's something that they want to do later in life or as a little hobby, you know. Kelsey Pope, I have to give her a shout out. She did a great job the 2 or 3 games she did with me this year. Never done it before and jumped right in. And
you know, and she's an athlete, and so I don't know what her plans are, but she might go to college, you know, in the near future, and she might not be competing, you know, at the college level because of choice, I think, with her, but she could easily, you know, call a basketball game at the college level. Or,
you know, I think there's 2 things. You have to have a little bit of knowledge, but then you have to have the personality for it. And she obviously has the knowledge. I mean, she's played varsity basketball for 4 years and grew up in a house with her dad and mom who are big sports fans. But then the fact that she's got the personality, really good personality.
Yeah, she's got one. I think she's one of the. She has one of those nicest personalities about everything she does. She does so well. But yeah, you're right. You know, she might fall into a situation where she does a couple games like that, and then she's a, you know, maybe a career choice or even a. But what I was kind of was going to ask with that question was, part of that is you have the advantage of moving from basketball to wrestling and still having a little bit of knowledge about wrestling and a little, you know, good knowledge about basketball. I could move, I'd say I have a lot of knowledge about wrestling, and I could move to the basketball court and I'd tell you there's 10 on there and who scores and who doesn't score. But when they're running a man-on-man defense or a zone defense, it'd take me 5 minutes to figure out what they were running.
Yeah, no, it's been a blessing in my life to be able to play sports as a young man, and as you know, I did wrestling for quite a while, all the way up through grade school and middle school and junior high, and then high school. You know, you had to kind of make that decision, and having my dad be a basketball coach, a high school basketball coach, and my brothers all playing basketball. It was kind of a family deal, and you know, it's one of those deals where you look back and say, yeah, you know, what could I have done or where would I have gone with it? But I don't regret any of the choices I made. I had a good basketball career and still enjoy that as I'm able to play a lot of pickup basketball and stay in shape and do those types of things. So it's been good. But it is kind of nice to be able to switch, and I do love wrestling. I have a real love and affinity for wrestling.
Yeah, because I know when the Valley kid does a little cement mixer here and throws Minico kid right to his back, that's a good job. You know, I know it's an exhibition match, but that'd be really good for Valley to end the night on
get a win.
Get one win against the, you know.
There you go, got him.
Makes that bus ride home just a little bit better. You can say,
Yep.
hey, we didn't get shut out.
Yep.
I know one of the hardest duels I ever had, and I had a really good team, and the team wasn't great, but I had about 5 really good wrestlers and just some decent wrestlers, and we went to Blackfoot one year, like my third year of wrestling, and we got shut out. And then the next day I had to drive to Idaho Falls, and I happened to pick up a Blackfoot paper, and what they said about the match that night was like, I kept it. I still probably have it someplace, and it was like, nada, nothing, zilch. That was the headline, you know, about how many matches Burley won that night. And we had some, you know, we had 2 or 3 state placers that year. You know, it wasn't like we just met their really, really good kids with our really good kids. And so it'll be good. At least Valley can go home tonight and say, hey, we got 1 victory.
There you go. Still have a chance against Burly. They'll be up against the Bobcats next here, and this is I believe this is the young man that went up against one of the tough Minico wrestlers.
Yeah, in fact, he did a good job. He got a reversal and got some back point, and then he ended up getting thrown in a headlock and pinned.
Good scramble there. Still nothing. What a sequence there. 0-0. Senior night for Burly. Stay tuned as they'll take on Valley, and you got the senior Deegan Hanks and Alex Rivas. Hopefully get their final home matches of their high school career.
Yeah, hopefully they go out with some victories.
Valley ends up on top, and now gets switched. A reversal there for Minico, so 2-2. Just a good scramble both ways. It's going to be a blood time.
Now, do you know many of the basketball officials?
Oh, I know quite a few of them.
I'm just kind of curious because out of our 7 officials that are eligible for the state tournament, our JV official here was not one of them. He's a first-year official. So that puts 8. I bet of our 12, 8 or 9 of them are teachers or administrators.
Mm-hmm.
Scott's an administrator. Our commissioner was a superintendent. Does basketball and football lead to a lot of educators as officials?
You know what? Off the top of my head, I can't think of one referee. I'm sure there's one. There's a few, but
Gary Crum.
Okay.
It's the only one I could think of for basketball, but I only know about 3.
And you know, I know they have. It kind of fluctuates anywhere between 80 and 100 referees in our area, and if I can only think of one, I mean that's 1%. You know.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are kind of these outside entities of, you know, business or farm or, you know, local industry.
Yeah, there we go. We get a little picture.
So Valley's going to choose neutral, 2-2. The other thing that's interesting from the basketball side is that that the referees are voted purely on a coach's vote, and they vote for 2 of them to go to girls state and 2 of them to go to boys state. And so only 4 total out of, that 80 or 90 or 100 or however many there is each year get to actually experience state. And the one thing that I don't necessarily like about it is that it can be the same 4 year after year after year. And I'd like to see that changed a little bit on a state level and maybe rotate it around where maybe you go to state and then you take a year off or 2 years off and then go back.
And in wrestling, we used to do that, kind of do that. Right now, the last 4 years, our top 4 or 5 guys have been our best guys, and then we kind of dropped off a little bit, And one of the things about that is I know that the Boise district in wrestling, they usually get 6 or 7 officials where we get our 4. They have a rule to where once you've been to the state tournament 2 years in a row, you have to sit a year.
That's a Boise rule?
It's a Boise wrestling rule, and I don't know if it's their basketball rule too, but I know it's their Boise wrestling rule, is that they have to sit a year if they are at the state tournament for 2 years in a row. And that allows other people the chance to get to the state tournament.
Yeah. Yep.
But on the other end, if they're one of your top 3 or 4 officials, maybe they're the top official.
Do you really want to take them out of the mix for your biggest event?
Yeah, your best event. So you got your best officials, and Boise has, let's say, 6 officials that go to the state tournament, and 1 and 2 don't get to go because they've already gone 2 years in a row. So that you're down to their 7th and 8th best official. And sometimes they get 8 officials, so it might be 8 or 9.
Yeah,
from the Boise.
So heading to the 3rd period here, final exhibition match, and scores tied 4-4. So a good tight battle here.
What's going to happen here?
Minico did choose down, so he's got a.
I think Minico's going to get 1 or get a 2 reversal here, and it's going to come down to the last 20 seconds of the match. But I think Minico's going to score, and then Valley's going to try really hard at the very end, and we'll see who comes up.
Minico's got the half. He steps over.
Steps over. There's good. He's got 1 leg. He's getting a little bit of hip separation.
Let's go with the leg. Belly's out. Got just over a minute to go to work back up. One minute to go.
Oh.
It's anyone's match here. Valley steps over. And now Minico spins into him, comes out on top. What a scramble. Waited for his opportunity and seized it. 6-4 now, Minico. Valley's got 40 seconds to try to get his own 2.
Well, I was right so far. We'll just see who.
Clint, it's so hard here when you're getting late in this 3rd round. It really comes down to will and conditioning.
You just got, that's where you got to dig down. And that's the part about wrestling. They're like, oh, wrestling's not that hard. And then at this point where someone's got control of you, got the wrist, and got all their weight on you, and
looks like you got to make going to hold on.
You got to make. There you go. Minico does. Good job on the Minico kid. Nice job. I think his last name's Sear, but I can't think of his first name.
Zayton. Kind of a unique name. I don't think he quite knows where he's at right now, but good hard-fought 3 rounds.
He was a good job.
So that'll finish the Minico and Valley duel. We'll take about a 2-minute break. When we come back, Burley will take on the Vikings of Valley here on the Burley Broadcast Network.
Intermountain Healthcare, we understand that broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born, emergencies continue to happen, and doctor visits are still needed. At Intermountain Healthcare, we've put the measures in place to safely care for you in these difficult times. So please, don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We're here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org/here-for-you to learn how to get the care you need. Broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born, and emergencies continue to happen. At Intermountain Healthcare, we've put the measures in place to safely care for you during the pandemic. So please, don't put off the care you need.
All right, we get set For the final duel of the evening, Burly and Valley. We're going to start at the 170.
Valley's up 6-0.
There you go.
Got it.
First points of the
First
evening.
points. There you go. $182. This will be Angel Hernandez. Caden Bueller. I knew that last name, Bueller.
So the freshman Angel Hernandez.
And I think the Bueller kid from Valley is a senior. He's been around long enough.
Quick takedown there for Bueller.
So 4-2 here, and
got a little half here, or excuse me, a cradle.
Cradle and
Angel, one of the many freshmen the Bobcats have on their varsity squad this year, down 8-2.
And I know one of the good things that Coach Bishop has done this year is with all of these freshmen on the team, I know he's when they go to the tournaments, there's usually a varsity tournament and a JV tournament, and he will send these younger freshmen to the JV tournament instead of the varsity tournament. So give them some experience and not always wrestling, you know, the other varsity kids. So Miguel
Ruiz.
Miguel Ruiz versus Robbie Stafford from Valley. Or Coach Stafford from what you thought
I was
earlier.
going to say, I swear he's on the coaching staff. Miguel, a junior for Burly. Looking to get a win here on senior
Is
night.
Miguel a junior or sophomore?
Junior. Yeah, he's only in the 11th grade. Throws him, grabs the leg. Nice job. Lifts it high. Finishes on top. In fact, has him down to his back. Miguel, if he can scoop that head.
There we go. Good job, Miguel. Next up, then we have Aldo Cruzes versus gets will receive a forfeit.
So Aldo will receive a forfeit. Trying something out here on the broadcast. We're showing the takedown here by Miguel Ruiz.
A little instant replay, huh?
Yeah, we're trying out some new things on the broadcast. Able to hold him down and get that pin. So another 4-foot, Brendan Clapier.
Okay, 113-pound match. Naomi Tapia will win by forfeit.
Naomi will get a 4-foot as well, so that'll put Burley at 30.
Brendan Clapier for the Bobcats. James Meyer for Valley.
So Brendan Clapier and James Meyer. So Brennan, sophomore.
He's in on the high crotch there.
Backs out, is able to get away. Still no score. A couple of good scramble there by both Minico and, Valley and Burly. First period, 125. Brennan trying to get the hips back.
Trying to bust that. Trying to get to where he can bust that grip on his leg.
A cross face.
Okay, so Brendan with the takedown. First right into a cradle, but doesn't have it
Valley
clean
rolls
enough
through.
and right to his own back.
Again,
Being really
just a
aggressive and
scramble.
just took himself right to his back, and Valley takes advantage.
Brendan trying to fight off. He's got one shoulder down. Trying, 30 seconds to go. And he's stuck. Good hard fought match there. Next up, one of the two seniors, Deegan Hanks. Look, miscommunication here.
So that 26-pound match is a forfeit and an outlet.
So Deegan almost went out against the 126. Kevin's coach Miles on the ball there. Deegan Hanks in on the double.
Go bottom leg, cradle.
At the crossface there.
He's got his, he lost it. Switch your hand.
Oh, he does have the cradle.
Near side cradle, he's going to adjust his hands. There he goes.
Now he ends up on top. He's got it pretty tight.
Good, we're going to get a fall here.
And gets
Good
it.
job.
So Deegan Hanks gets a good win on senior night. Final home match for him.
145-pound match. Alexis Rivas, Bobcats will win by forfeit.
Alexis Rivas will win by forfeit. Preston will win by forfeit. I don't know if we have
a little replay here of
Deegan's cradle.
So the
Deegan's cradle.
Preston Ramos for the Bobcats and Hunter Sherwood for Valley.
Gets in quickly on the double leg. Able to throw him down.
Come on now, Preston. Let's get a win here.
So Preston Ramos at 152.
Against Hunter Shoby.
Preston, a sophomore, or excuse me, a junior for Burly. Goes
There you go, little
underneath.
fireman's carry. Switch off to a single. Cut the corner. Good job.
Comes out on top. (48-30), Burly on top. One of the final matches of the evening. They wrestled Minico earlier, lost 46-27. Valley took on Minico and was not able to get any points. Ended up getting blanked. Preston's working a power half here. He's got him turned halfway. He's got to get out to the side.
Ooh.
Lets it go, though. And ends up on bottom now. A little reversal.
Yeah, he got off to the side. He should have, like you were saying, he should have got off to the side, and Preston got off to the wrong side. So, but, you know, he got up, got an escape. Let's go back to work. And that's that inexperience of Preston right there. That just was a matter of him just going the wrong way, and he was okay.
Second round, Preston on top 5-2.
Now keep pressuring in. He wants to keep pressuring in. He's got a hold of a wrist. You can climb an arm and get to the head, or
sneak to that ankle right there. Goes up underneath again. He's got the single. Drives into him.
Good job.
Finishes out. He's got one arm back.
Good job. Now he's got chicken wing. Let's run out. See if we can put a right hip. There's a good job. Right hip, right hip. There you go. Ah.
Let it go.
Catch that arm. If he catches that arm, he'll be all right. Preston, catch that right arm. There you go, there you go. Catch it, there you go.
Now he's got it. Got it in tight. And sticks him. So that was 152.
Where's Gabe? Oh, there. Gabe seems like a fun kid. I had him in class this semester. He just seems like a lot of fun, but a really good kid.
Yep.
He's always smiling.
60-30 now after the 4-foot. Looks like this will be an exhibition here. We got Sebastian Ruiz, or excuse me, Jesus Cruces, going
versus
the assistant coach from Valley.
The assistant coach from Valley. And it does say unknown, I'm not sure. Robbie Stafford, that's right.
So looks like.
How old is Jesus or Aldo?
So Jesus, the older brother, is a junior. Aldo's a sophomore, his younger brother.
Okay.
Probably some big battles at home.
No, I imagine.
Two.
Brotherly love.
Yeah. Just an exhibition match here.
I think is this our only one?
Stafford almost get behind there. Got him in a good little lock.
A little cement mixer. Oh, good job, Aldo.
Jesus,
sorry.
Yeah. Jesus sticks him down. Way to get out of that.
Good. I got a half in. Good job.
Scoop the head and gets him to go.
Really good job. You know, he was about ready to go over and then turns around and
yeah, he was in a rough position, but able to get out of that. Nice job. Okay. All right, that's the final match of the evening.
Final match of the evening, so we're good to go.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Burly Broadcast Network. And Clint, I appreciate you giving up your evening to help us put this on for the folks at home. And looks like we've had about 46 people at one point on. So some people out there enjoying some high school wrestling. Senior night here at Burly. One more big shout out for Deegan Hanks and Alexis Rivas. And continue to support the Burly High School, and the Burly Broadcast Network will be here Friday night as the Lady Cats have their first district game. We don't know the opponent. That'll be decided this evening. And then Saturday night, we have the boys taking on the Burly Minico. Boys basketball Burly Minico game. Big game Saturday night, and that will also be on the BBN network. Clint, any final thoughts?
Hey, I just want to, hands off to Coach Miles Bishop and his assistant coaches. They've done a really good job, Hey, they wrestle hard. They go after it. You know what? We got an extra match right there, and Jesus wrestles hard at the very end. And they do a really good job. So I just want to say thank you to them, and the wrestlers are doing a good job. And I also want to thank you for having me on here. And
this has been great.
And then we will see you sometime. I get to listen from now, and you get to go back on.
Well, you never know. We may call you up for the basketball game. I don't know.
Hey, I could tell you on the takedowns.
Hey, study up on your zone and man-to-man defense, man. That's what we need.
I can do that. So, I think we can get Kelsey there for that, or one of the boys for the girls game.
So for Clint Milliron